out of it by fighting. Melvin Gillard, Nate Diaz, the Ultimate Fighter, the heavyweights. Coming up next right here on Spike, Rampage and Rashad. 4 former NFL players, UFC fighters, and Kimbo Slice. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Salt 6. This Halloween, the game comes full circle. Is this one going to end quickly?
This is where Gillard needs to be careful. This is where he can get caught. I definitely give the advantage in the striking to Gillard based on his power. But Nate Diaz is as game as it gets. And he's very dangerous everywhere.
41 wins for Melvin Gillard.
He has over 50 fights. That's a tremendous amount of experience, and he's still very young.
26 years old, was fighting in underground clubs at age 16.
Melvin's showing some very nice head movement there. Nice boxing skills.
Season premiere, The Ultimate Fighter 10. The legendary Kimbo Slice. Don't go anywhere. Begins immediately following this fight right here on Spike. Nicely done by Nate Diaz.
Nate's on to what Gillard was doing with that overhand right.
Melvin slides himself right back to the fence, Kenny, to try to use the fence now to get himself up.
It's smart. That way he can scramble back just like he did there.
Nicely done by Gillard.
Beautiful throw. Beautiful Uchimata throw. But this is not where he wants to be. He is on top. He can do some damage here, but it's only a matter of time before Nate Diaz locks up one of his famous triangles.
6 of the last 7 wins for Nate Diaz have come by submission. He's lost his last couple of fights. He's bloodied up. Here we go. This is just a precursor to the rap between Rashad and Rampage we're going to see.
You knew there was going to be some talking going on in the cage with these two. They are fired up.
Gillard has to be careful. Diaz has incredibly explosive submissions.
I'm very impressed with Nate Diaz's takedowns. I mean, Melvin Gillard has a very good wrestling background. He's a tremendous athlete, but Nate Diaz is really bringing the heat with his takedowns. And I think this is where he has the huge advantage, getting on top of Melvin Gillard and using those 6 submission skills.
Son of a Baptist minister, his father passed away in November of 2006 at just 44 years old. Gillard's back up again. Midway point of round 1.
Nate Diaz has improved his wrestling skills, but Melvin Gillard has improved his ground skills. So this is a tremendous fight here.
Don't forget, Dana's on Twitter. Dana White, UFC president. Twitter.com/Dana White UFC. Giving away tickets for Saturday night in Dallas. Our coverage begins with UFC 103 prelims live on Spike.
Melvin needs to be careful here. He landed a big overhand right, but he can't keep going for the same thing over and over. He needs to go back to putting his combinations together. He's starting to get a little happy with that right hand. Very elusive is Melvin Gillard. Nice footwork, nice head movement. Staying out of the jab of Nate Diaz. You can see Diaz is bleeding pretty heavily on the shoulder of Gillard. Nice elbow.
Another right hand.
And nice right hand by Gillard.
What a show. And what a show it's going to be. Season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter. Season 5 winner Nate Diaz against Season 2 competitor Melvin Gillard. Ultimate Fighter, a brand new season immediately following this fight right here on Spike.
Nate Diaz is a notoriously slow starter. It kind of takes him a little bit to find his range, but once he does, he becomes very successful.
Nice kick. Well, you know what? The improvement that goes with the toughness from the streets of Stockton of Nate and Nick Diaz is visible again here tonight.
Absolutely. He's very game. I mean, how many times have we seen Nate Diaz lose the first round, maybe even the second, and come back to win? He has a tremendous amount of heart. He is always game.
It's a pretty good cut over the right eye of Diaz. Doesn't seem to be affecting his vision as of right now. Mike Goldberg, Kenny Florian, Joe Rogan doing a movie in Boston, doing some work tonight. My partner will be with me on Saturday in Dallas. Gillard, good head movement. Final 30 seconds of the round.
Nice
to the midsection.
Gillard.
He is as athletic as anybody in the UFC today.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a great football player in high school, Kenny. state champion in wrestling in Louisiana.
I mean, when's the last time we've seen that kind of head movement? Not since Anderson Silva, probably.
Just keeps getting better.
There's one girl.
Hey, Jennifer.
Every guy would die for.
No.
Megan Fox.
We always share your bed when we have slumber parties. You want it?
Jennifer's Body. Rated R. Friday.
What can you learn from Tony Stewart?
You gotta sell stuff you love. People have to trust you. You are what you endorse. So any questions?
Why is nobody buying my Estrada glasses? Hello? Estrada.
Look at me. I got 1 million of these care crushers on load. Nothing. How do you do it, Tony?
Look, endorse things you believe in. Like me and the Whopper. I endorse it because I love it.
Okay, you lost me in that one, Tony.
Estrada.
Whopper, flame fresh taste, endorsed and loved by Tony Stewart.
16 heavyweights.
6'6", 265.
Including 4 former pro football players.
Giants, 49ers, Vikings.
And the most talked about fighter in the sport.
Kimbo Slice.
The Ultimate Fighter. Heavyweight.